Hey, I made a chicken Alfredo and I made it as a keto version, but you could leave 2 ingredients out and you'll have a carnivore version. You can just leave out the almond milk and you can leave out the red cooking wine. But man, oh man, if you're missing some chicken Alfredo, this is delicious. Hi, this is Terry. I've been maintaining a 180-pound weight loss for over a year with a clean, whole foods, meat-focused, low-carb, low-calorie approach. Woo, there's a glare behind me, ain't there? Well, I scored 3 packages of yellow sticker chicken, and it looks like it was back in August. So we're going to use that to get our recipe started. Come with me. I have different kinds of chicken. This one is chicken breast tenderloins. And the other one is boneless, skinless chicken breast. I don't know what the one below it is. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to get this chopped up for our Alfredo. So I got this cutting board when I ordered some fancy knives. They were called Cutco knives. And it was like something that came when you ordered it. All it is, it's a raised cutting board. And it has a little rim around the edges for juices. It's rough. And I like to use this cutting board. What I don't like about it is, I got to wash it. It's not disposable. That's what I don't like about it. Y'all know I'm not big on having to wash a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to cut the rest of this package of tenderloins, and then we'll get into our chicken breasts, and I'll show you those. So these are the boneless, skinless chicken breast, and what I'm trying to do is cut everything into similar sized pieces. So I'm going to cut this into kind of tenderloins, and then I'm just going to cut it. Because when we cook it, how many of y'all are surprised that I'm not cutting these up and putting them in the crock pot? Me too. I'm surprised about that too. I wouldn't be surprised if by the time I get done cutting these, if I don't break out my crock pot. I'm just pulling off that extra hunk of fat. It's not necessarily needed. It's not a bad thing. It's just not necessarily needed. Because we're going to be cooking it maybe in the skillet, maybe in a crock pot. I'm going to be just as surprised as you as whenever I get that answer. So I'm going to finish up these last 2. And then we got another package of something to cut up, and I'll be right back. All right, this is thin sliced boneless, skinless chicken breast. So these are already cut into smaller pieces. So all I have to do is just cut them and cut them, which that's really all I did for the others. But anyway, so now I'm going to finish these up, and then we'll see what I decide to do with the chicken by the time I'm done cutting these up. I still don't know. It's going to be a surprise to all of us, so I'll be right back. Couple things about chicken. Don't forget to wipe off everything that you're using. Wash off everything. Even if you're wearing gloves like I did, wash your hands. They taught us in the hospital and in nursing school. You always wash your hands even if you wear gloves, because just because you're wearing gloves does not mean there's not little microscopic holes that's getting that bacteria onto your fingers. So wash your hands and bleach off your counter. All right, I decided we're going to use old Bertha. So let's go over to the stove top. Now I got all the chicken cut up. I got Bertha. I've got some avocado oil in here. And I'm just going to heat it up. Once she gets about 350, we'll put the chicken in. Don't forget, when you do chicken, you need seasoning. So I've got some all-purpose Greek seasoning, and I've got my farm dust. So whenever we lay it out in here, I'm going to season it. You could season it in there, but I'm going to season it in here because it'll just be a lot easier for me to do. So I'll be back when this is hot enough. Okay, she's hot enough. So I'm just going to use a glove and put some in there. I don't want to overcrowd it, but I'm going to get some of this chicken in there. Just kind of sprinkle it around. And a couple more pieces. That one, I didn't do a good job cutting that one up. Hold on, let me just kind of help it out here a little bit. Come on, fella. Alright. So, now we're just going to kind of cook them, and let's get a little seasoning on here. Let's put a little farm dust on them first. Farm dust has some salt and garlic and onion powder. And then this is Greek seasoning. And since we're doing an Alfredo, this is just kind of fitting. So we're going to let them cook a little bit, and then we're going to flip them around. I'll put a lid on it, and we'll check them in about 3 minutes. I'll see you in 3 minutes. All right, it's been 3 minutes. I'm going to take this lid off. I'm going to go ahead and flip all the pieces. All right, we'll come back in about 3 more minutes and take a look at them. Okay, let's take a look here, see if they're done. Some of these are a little thicker than others. Well, they're going to cook a little bit longer in a little bit. So now I'm going to find something to put these in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to put all the chicken in here, because they're going to be in the Alfredo sauce a little bit when they're done. So if there's anything that's not quite all the way cooked, they'll get cooked then. So I'm going to do the rest of that chicken over there, and I will come back. I'll keep doing the same thing. I'll season it and do it for 3 minutes. Flip it, do it for 3 minutes. And when this bowl is full, I'll be back.
Your laundry timer is done.
Well, in between doing my laundry, I'll be back. Now all the chicken is done, and there's a little juice down in the bottom of here. I'm going to let this kind of simmer a little bit so I can get some of that extra water out, because we're going to be using some cooking wine here in a few minutes to make our sauce. So I'm just going to let it go for, I don't know, just a couple of minutes to get some of that excess water out. See how it's kind of thickening up a little bit? It's becoming more, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, more of a roux. Well, we're going to go ahead and add in some red baking wine and some marsala, not baking, but cooking. So we're going to go ahead and pour in some of the marsala. We're going to finish the marsala. We're doing both because they're both running low. So we're just going to add them both. And we're going to let them just kind of simmer here for a few minutes. You want to deglaze your pan. Those are, if you want to, those are a couple really good wines to start an Alfredo sauce with. So now I'm just going to kind of let those kind of blend together and heat up. So I'll be back as soon as they're heated up. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. You could use, you could saute onions and mushrooms if you want to get all kinds of fancy. I don't want to. I'm going to use this heavy whipping cream. And I'm also, to kind of help cut back on the fat, I'm going to also use almond milk. You can just use straight heavy cream, whatever fits your style. I'm going to add that in. And now I'm just going to let this all kind of sit and blend together and thicken up just a little bit. And I'll be back. You can make this carnivore by leaving out the almond milk. And you can leave out the cooking wine. Just add your heavy cream in here. You could thin it out with water if you wanted to, just so that way it kind of thins out a little bit. And then you'll have yourself a carnivore. I used to do that all the time when I was carnivore. So I am going to add, there is some seasoning in the bottom of this, but I'm still going to add a little bit of Greek seasoning and a little bit of this farm dust, just to make sure the Alfredo has some flavor. And when this heats up and goes a little further, we're going to add some of these Laughing Cow cheeses. This is starting to thicken up a little bit, which is good. So now we're going to add our cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you like. I've used the, I forgot. The Laughing Cow makes different flavors of cheeses, and I've used different ones of their cheeses before. So now I'm just going to go through and open all these up, and I will be right back. Okay, and I use the light Laughing Cow cheese. So now I just want these to melt a little bit, or at least get soft. And then we're going to put the chicken back in it and let it all, we're going to put it in the oven for a little bit. Just let it all kind of groove together. Yeah, that probably wasn't too smart there, but oh good, it didn't come off too hard. Alright. I think I'm actually going to add a little more liquid. Well, let me add the chicken first. Hang on. That's the chicken that we have. It's kind of dumb that I'm using a slotted spoon when I'm trying to get all the liquid over the chicken, but that's all right. I ain't never known for being the smartest person. So, but like I said, I'm going to add a little more liquid to it. I'm going to use a little more almond milk. You could add some water or some heavy cream, whatever you prefer. Bertha doesn't have an oven-safe lid, so we're just going to put a little foil over her. She's not going to go in long, but I'm going to put my oven at 350, and I'm just going to let it steam for a little while, maybe about 15 minutes or so. Turn off the burner here. Like I say, just about 15 minutes, and I don't want the liquid to evaporate, so I'm going to cover it up. And I've never done this before, so we're experimenting together. Alright. I just turned the oven on, so it's not even preheated. So we're going to leave it in for about 20 minutes. Alright, see you in 20 minutes. Alright, let's take it out. Let's see how she looks. Gotta go real slow so I don't dump it. She's a big heavy pan. Oh yeah, it's gonna be delicious. See, there's all liquid down in there, so that's gonna be good. I want to taste the liquid, but I want to kind of stir it up just a little bit. Like I said, this would be good with some sauteed onions and mushrooms. Be like a mushroom Alfredo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yes, yes, and yes again. I'm going to get this portioned out and I will get back with you. Alright, so let's give it a taste. Got to make sure I get the liquid in there. Probably going to burn myself. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. You hear that? You hear that? That's the angels singing. That's the angels singing over our food. Of its own. Delicious. Alright, I'm going to get it portioned up and I'll be back. I made 7 10-ounce servings. I went with 10 ounces. You know, I tell you all, chicken does not satisfy me. I know some people find it satisfying and they stay full longer, but it does not keep me full very long. So I went with 10 ounces this go around, and I'm going to get these put away. And there you go. That's how you can make your own homemade delicious chicken Alfredo. Got one more to go, and I will pop these in my freezer, and they will be added through the rotation of foods that I pull out into my refrigerator to defrost And you will start seeing me eat these if you haven't already. Okay, bye.